All right, progress over perfection. We all have dealt with some tendency to be perfect, right? And it's something that has really held me back for a long time. For 10 years, I desired to be perfect, but what it really did was it kept me stagnant, kept me from moving forward, kept me from making any progress, like at all. And I had these ideas and these goals in my head that I wanted to achieve, but they never got achieved. And my goals, they stayed in my head. And if you have ever dealt with something like that, then this video is going to be very helpful to you. And I have some notes here to guide me through this video, okay? I love this topic so much because it's something that I have dealt with and that I've overcome, and I know that a lot of people struggle with perfectionism, and it really is a hindrance. We think that striving to be perfect is a good thing because it's a very desirable thing. It's kind of like wanting that luxury handbag or, that luxurious car or whatever. Like, we all desire to be perfect because that is what sounds right, that is what looks right. But really, in reality, nobody and nothing is perfect. There is always work to be done, there is always things to learn, there is always progress that can be made. And so when I first heard the phrase progress over perfection, it just really stuck with me, and it is the one thing that I tell myself over and over again to just keep moving forward. It's the one thing that I tell myself whenever I need to take a risk or do something courageous. I tell myself progress over perfection. Like, at least I'm going to take the leap. At least I'm going to make the edit or record the video. At least I'm going to make progress towards my goals. Whatever it is for you, at least you're going to make progress towards your goals. And that is the whole point of life and living. It's the whole point of being a human. It's just like learning. And so if you think this way, if you inhabit this progress over perfection mentality, I guarantee you, you are going to thrive. You are going to feel so much better about yourself. You're going to feel so much better about your life, and you will be successful. Guaranteed. I guarantee it. So I have an example here. Everybody looks at celebrities like they're perfect or they have it all together. It's not even like that for them, okay? It's really not even like that for them. They make moves every day that we don't see. And some of those moves are successful, some of those moves are mistakes. And we don't see any of that. All we see is the end picture. All we see is their final look, right? And so when we see their final look, it intimidates us and it makes us think, oh my gosh, like, I can't do that. I can't do, this and that. I'm not like them. But it's a mind trick. It's like an illusion, because they have done a lot of work behind the scenes that we don't see. Before they became famous, they made a ton of mistakes. I guarantee it. Like, they have made a ton of mistakes. And a lot of people look at celebrities like they're so perfect, they never do anything wrong, or like they're these shiny objects. And for me personally, I've always looked at celebrities as just human beings. And I know you're probably rolling your eyes, but that is the truth. Like, I've never looked at a celebrity and said, oh, I can't do that. I've never looked at a celebrity and said, like, oh, they're so much better than me. I always look at celebrities like, this is a celebrity and this is me. That is just how my mind has always worked. I've always thought that way. And so because I think this way, I was encouraged and inspired to make these YouTube videos because I knew that it was going to help other people to see their potential and their light, and to increase that light and to increase their confidence, so that way they can really step into their full potential and their capabilities and really expand their life to living that abundant dream and making that abundant dream a reality, because celebrities are living it, right? Why can't you? You can do it too. Absolutely. So they make moves every day that we don't see, and those moves are successes or mistakes, but they keep going. And they have this mentality of progress over perfection. And the Kardashians, for example, okay? I have a ton of celebrities. Like, I'm thinking of Matthew McConaughey. I'm thinking of Kate Winslet, of Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm thinking of, oh my gosh, totally blanking on her name now, of course. But okay, so let's think of the Kardashians, okay? They had their reality TV show, right? And let's just say reality TV show. We don't know if it's scripted or not. We really don't know. I personally think that most of it was not scripted, okay? But it was a reality show that showed the public all of their ups and downs. They were learning during these shows, they were learning during filming, and they were being completely exposed, okay? And when we're watching the reality show, we're not even filtering the fact that they're going through and living through their mistakes in real time, right? We're just thinking like, oh my God, they made it. They're on TV. But really, their life is being filmed, yeah, but like they hadn't made it. You know what I mean? They hadn't made it yet, because they're actually living through their mistakes. Like, and all of their mistakes are being shown on TV. And like us, the public, we don't filter it that way. We just see like, oh my God, they're on TV. Because we equal TV to like success, right? Whenever we see a person on TV, we're like, oh my God, they made it. They're successful. Like, they're rich, you know? But really, like, what is a rich life? A rich life is living confidently, knowing yourself, right? Really knowing yourself. Like, everything you do, you have discernment. Is this going to be the right thing for me? Is this really something that I should follow through with? Well, the Kardashians, when they were filming their TV show, the only person really thinking that way was probably maybe Kris, and she's the mom, okay? So when she was recording the Kardashians, I think she was maybe like in her 40s for sure. Definitely like in her 40s. And so she was mature already. She grew into herself. She knew exactly what she wanted. She had a vision. And then I think her kids, they were the ones who were really, you know, learning who they were as people, as individuals. And so at this point now, you know, in 2026, the three eldest daughters, right, Khloe and Courtney. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit off track, but basically the only ones who haven't really discovered themselves completely yet, like at their core, are Kendall and Kylie. Kendall and Kylie are still learning, right? They're still very young and they're still learning who they are exactly. And money can't buy you that. Money doesn't buy you that. The only thing that gets you understanding who you are at your core level, on your soul level, is making mistakes and overcoming them. And so I wanted to share that example of the Kardashians because they're such a big family and they have a lot of influence, and a lot of people look at them like, oh my gosh, they're just so perfect, and really they're not, you know? Like, even today as we're speaking, they could be doing something that maybe they just really don't want to do, or maybe they just made a mistake, maybe they just tripped, you know, and we don't see those things. And everybody's learning and everybody's on their own path. Everybody is, you know, if we really want to reach that kind of abundant life, that rich life, that just like, oh yeah, like this is it, this is good, I'm thriving, you know, prospering, abundant, all of those great things that we just crave. If we really want that life, we need to trip, we need to overcome our trips and just keep looking forward into the light. And that leads me into my next point, which is that when we're looking forward, we're looking forward towards the light. If we're looking backwards, all that is darkness behind this, okay? Like, that's just all dark, okay? And I heard an older lady speaking of this, and she was like, you're gonna hurt your neck if you keep looking backwards. So you might as well just keep looking forward. And even if the light is so small, right? Like, even if you can only see like a little speck of light, just go for that little speck, okay? Because it's eventually it's going to expand. And that is really the whole like visualization of like moving forward, right? And like not really putting so much emphasis on like, oh my god, I'm gonna fail, oh my god, I'm gonna make mistakes, like not putting so much weight on those things, but accepting the fact that you will make mistakes, yes, but also accepting the fact that you will overcome those mistakes, that you will be resilient, right? And resilience is built when we depend on ourselves, on our own strength to overcome those mistakes and to learn from those mistakes. What did we learn? And then when we are wise, we apply that information to the next action. If anybody was perfect, they would be done growing. They wouldn't even be happy with life anymore because they'd be bored. They would know everything, and they would be good at everything, and that is really boring. At first, yeah, it may be fun, you know, you may feel like on top of the world, but eventually it gets really boring, okay? And I also wrote that if we don't make mistakes, we don't get the opportunity to get back up, which I found was really beautiful. Getting back up releases a huge amount of endorphins and gratification. So when we get back up from a low time, we find it so it just builds a lot of confidence within us, right? It builds our self-esteem, and really true authentic self-confidence can only come from picking ourselves back up and learning from our mistakes. It's a beautiful thing to make progress. Even if you do just 5 minutes towards that goal of yours, whatever it is, you are already back on track and closer to the finish line. So I hope that this video found you more inspired than before. I hope that it encouraged you to just keep going, okay? Even if it's 5 minutes that you can put in today towards your goal, you are 5 minutes closer, okay? You're 5 inches closer to your result. And I just want you to remember that any amount of progress that you make, no matter how small, you are still moving forward, and that's all that matters. I think that a lot of people stop themselves because they think, oh, I need to be perfect in order to do this thing. I need to look a certain way. I need to weigh a certain amount. I need to have a certain background, right? I need to have certain amount of things in order to do whatever it is, right? But really, like, if you just start now and you just make whatever actionable step you can right now, you're building your confidence, you're building your resiliency, you're building your tenacity, you're building your capacity, you're building your strength, you're building your knowledge, right? And we can only learn from our mistakes. We would never ever learn if we were perfect. We would never learn if we were perfect. So thank you for tuning into this video, and rewatch it to really get all of the information into your mind. Maybe take out a journal and take notes. And I want to leave you with the reminder that progress is better than perfection always. So thank you for tuning in. Please like and share the video if it inspired you, or if you think that it would inspire anybody else or encourage anybody else. And please consider subscribing to the channel. And one last thing, I have an ebook that I will link down below. It is all about building your own authentic confidence so that you become unshakable and build the authentic life that you have been dreaming of. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next video. Bye.